How we doing, YouTube? This is Thomas of Tomology. I did a review on the Amplitank Tank 3 by Fifine. It's their newest mic. It's XLR USB. I compared it through the AM8 and the Rode Pod mic. So I'll leave a link in the description for that video. I'll also leave a link where you can buy this microphone. This microphone was provided to me by Fifine for my honest review. Knock that out. But my reviews are my reviews and my reviews only. And all my thoughts and words are mine and mine alone. No one has any say, anything in it, and that's the only way I'll do it. But again, I only compared them through the XLR. So today I'm going to compare them all through USB. Right now you're hearing me actually through the XLR. So I'm going to do the A8 by Fifine, USB, and the AM8. So I'm going to do these two plus the Fifine Tank 3, their newest microphone. It is a real nice mic. If you check out, like I said, I'll leave the link in the description. Check out that video. It has a real crisp, clean, natural sound. I do like it. Now it's time to test out the USB features. Okay, so this is what it's going to sound like directly through the USB. No noise cancellation. I have that turned off. I have the EQ turned off. Only in OBS I have it at a 0.3 negative, so I'm not clipping or nothing. But this is what it should sound like right here. Again, this is without no noise cancellation or nothing. You hit the desk, keys in the background. So. You got your mute button right here. It lights up green. This is the only RGB. So I'm going to mute it, and it's going to turn red. And now you couldn't hear me. So, but this is what you should expect from the mic, just straight out the box, with no software, nothing added to it. So go ahead, let's add in some EQ. So now this is my EQ. It's the broadcast within Sonar GG. I am roughly about 2 inches from the mic right now. So this is with the EQ and what it would sound like. Again, there's no noise cancellation at all. You can hear all this. Let's go ahead and add in that noise cancellation. So now the noise cancellation is in. So we tap on some keys in the background. Let's go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna go turn the noise cancellation off, and I'm gonna do Peter Piper pick a pepper. Peter went down to the pond to pick up Don to pick some peppers. Now we're gonna go ahead and do that again with the AI noise cancellation on to see if it, any of the plosives get blown out or knocked off. Peter Piper picked peppers. Peter went to the pond to pick up Don to get some peppers, or pick some peppers. Pick some peppers. Not get peppers. Pick some peppers. All right, so this is what you should expect to sound like if you put some noise cancellation and adjust your mic to how you like your voice to sound. So you should be able to grab a hold of it right here, not do nothing. On the other side, you have your mic monitoring and then your mic volume. So it's again, just like my XLR, whenever I reviewed it and only did XLR, my first review, it's a single yoke. I really like the single yoke. You can take your cables and really strap them and have them out of the way. So it's really nice, as far as the single yoke. I do have a, what do you call them friggin' thing? A shock absorber. So I could try to put this on the shock absorber for the arm, but I think that it does pretty good on its own with a single yoke. So next up is going to be the AM8. I'm going to get to the AM8, and we're going to do the same exact test. So real quick before I hook up the AM8, I don't know. So you should also see that the sound, it's very directional. It's a dynamic mic, but it has if you go to their website, they show a condenser styling, and you can really tell that. So if I start coming to the side, mic test 1 2 3, mic test 1 2 3, I'm at the back of it, mic test 1 2 3, mic test 1 2 3. I'm at the other side, mic test 1 2 3, mic test 1 2 3. Now let's come right back to the front. Mic test 1 2 3, and I've sat roughly about 2 to 3 inches away from this. Me personally, I think a lot of people are going to be sitting roughly about 6 inches from their I don't know. Not everyone plays the same. Me, I don't play with mouse and keyboard. So if I was on mouse and keyboard, then this right here would be just fine. For you. So me on my boom arm, I sit back with a controller. I sit back with a controller and I enjoy it. So just remember and keep that in thought that you have to be pretty. You have a certain circumference that you have to be with right here. So just keep that in mind. All right, let me get that AM8 hooked up. Okay, so now I have the AM8 by Fifine. I really do like this one here. It does have some RGB. I'm not too keen on the RGB. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love RGB. I just have my RGB on my computer turned off for the video, so it's not so bright over here with my contrast and everything. On the mic, though, I'm not too worried about the RGB. It is a cool little feature. But this mic right here, this one right here, just like set a certain standard. I mean, even to their K688. This one here just put a certain standard to microphones. You can change the colors on it. Of course, this ain't no review of it, but it's very light taps. The music light. It's just a very light tap on there. I really like them soft touch. That's not an actual button. I'm trying to figure out, make sure I got all the sound. I do like to have the buttons on the side, like what it is on the Tank 3. I like having that on the side instead of on the top. So it gives you, to me, more control where you not have to reach in too much, especially if you're streaming or doing videos. So this is what it sounds like. Mic test, 1, 2, 3. Me tapping it. Peter Popper, pick your pepper. Peter went down to the pond to pick up Don to pick some peppers. So I'll do a little tappage in the background. All right, so now let's go ahead and... I had a little bit of audio issues going back into to put the EQ on. Sorry about that. So, I mean, obviously the noise suppression kicked on, the EQ. You get this much better, crisper sound, and of course, no background noise with the EQ. That's about all you miss in this little section right here. Okay, so now this is the A8 by Fifine. I'm gonna hold it that way I can make the comparison. All the other monitors were, all the other microphones were up higher, so the stand that I've been using doesn't work with this one right here. So I'll actually hold this one for this comparison test on this one. But either or, I'm still 2 to 3 inches away from the microphone here. So it does have a little windscreen that you can put on here. I don't see a big difference between them. Either or, I would still use. I use a screen over mine, regardless. Windscreen, pop filter, dead cat, whatever you want to call them. So, but we like this one a lot. We use this one for Bible reading channel, but on the laptop. So that's what this was designed for or dedicated for, and then this one's going to be the new one because this. I like the cleanness of it. I just gotta get me another interface. If I find you can send me an interface. Just thumbs up there. Alright, so anyway, so let's go ahead and add in OLS. So we got the tap test here. You all noticing there's a lot of RGB on this one here. If you like RGB, you got some little bitty buttons here. You can change the colors of it. Again, these ain't review videos. So me, I normally kept mine on white. This cyan to white. So anyway, so keyboard in the background. Peter Popper pick a pepper. Peter went down to the pond to pick up Don to pick some peppers. So again, I'm turning here. I'm only about 2 to 3 inches from the mic, which is roughly my head turning. So you're gonna hear what it would sound like for you. So let's go ahead and add in the EQ. So again, I like my broadcast EQ, and it just to me has that best. I adjusted a little bit of my curvature on it, but to my liking. I don't care what everyone else likes. This is what I like. But anyways, so this is what it sounds like with the EQ. And then let's go ahead and add in the noise cancellation. So now here's the noise cancellation, and again, it is on its own. Spring mounted, oh man, a shock absorber, excuse me, sorry, brain farts. But no, so Peter Piper picked some peppers. Peter went down to the pond to pick up Don to pick some peppers. Peter Popper. So that's what you get on this one right here. This is strictly USB. There's no XLR whatsoever. All right, let me hook up the Tank 3 back and get back to my final thoughts and conclusions on the USB side of this. Okay, so my final conclusion for me is whether, so right now I'm back on XLR. So whether you were XLR or USB, you have that option, you have that choice now. You have two of them, and if you hear, you don't have to sacrifice sound. There's no sacrifice. So you get a clean sound, whether it is USB or whether it is XLR. So compared to the other mics, I mean, it keeps up pretty close. I mean, they're all pretty much almost equal on it. So it's going to be depending on if you want, RGB on yours, if you need XLR, what you're doing. But to have an all-around mic that literally sounds good, and literally the top brands that are out there like Rode. I don't have a Shure, so I couldn't compare it to Shure. But to have a crisp, natural, clean sound compared to what you would have to get, this mic right here is where you need to be at. It is on point. So thank you again, Fifine. I'm Thomas of Tomology. Check you out on the next one.